You'll kill you. Keep going. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You got hope on the face. Hey, Olivia, what's up? What is it? Olivia. Ow! I got you. All right, Leo. Am I your drum set, boy? Yeah. So I'm gonna get away from them, and I'm gonna do a quick story time. So what had happened is I actually made this video, and then I edited it, and then my computer said there was not enough space, so I deleted all my old videos, not realizing I haven't uploaded this one. So I'm gonna redo it today. Let me go somewhere quieter. All right, I found a much quieter spot, so I think this should do. If you hear some people in the background, they're playing tennis over there. Check it out. Here we go. Take a view. Pergola, tennis courts. Not a bad place. All right, so when Jen and I got married 6 years ago, just want you to know about us. We both had college debt. Okay, we both were about to graduate. We got married a little before we graduated. We both took college debt. I had about a little over 20,000, and she had $60,000. So all in all, we had $80,000 college debt. None of us came from rich families. I mean, both of our families just owned a house they were making payments on. Jen had 5 other brothers and sisters. I had one other sister, both immigrant families. None of our parents really made a lot of money. So when we got married, we didn't have a substantial gift from the parents. We had a small little wedding gift. But the one thing that we did have is we had a big wedding. And in our community, we actually make money on our wedding. So we made between $40,000 and $45,000 profit on the wedding. So we had that money, okay? So we got married, and I never went and got a job right away. I just started doing some construction side jobs, and we would travel. We lived it up, honestly. The first year we did. We traveled so much, had a good time. I was renting a place that I was only paying $400 a month for. So it was a 1-bedroom place, 800 square feet. It was fine, honestly, for starters. And Jen was driving a beater Honda Civic, like super old. And then I was driving some car, whatever. Anyways, within the same week, both cars broke. At the time, I had a car that I was about to sell. I bought it from auction to flip. I kept it for myself. For my wife, I was like, I need to buy her a nice car. Like, I can't just, not a nice car, sorry. I have to buy her a reliable car. I can't buy her an auction car because those cars could have things wrong with them. And, you know, with her not being so familiar with cars, I need to buy something that's reliable. Okay, this is getting somewhere. Bear with me, okay? So I go to a dealership, not new, because I didn't want to buy new. I knew that would be way more expensive than what we wanted to spend. But I went to a certified used dealer, and we bought a blue Honda Civic. We love this car, all right? But it was used. And when we sat down to get, you know, financing for that Honda Civic, nobody wanted to approve us. Like, he literally was going bank to bank to bank to whatever they could. Honda was going to the Honda dealership, and they could not get a loan financed. I'm like, what do you mean? Why not? I'm 22, right? I had a credit card since 18. I've been spending thousands of dollars on those credit cards per year, and always paying it off. Never held a balance. And they're like, you don't have any credit history. I don't understand why. In the end, I ended up getting the car because I showed him our bank account where we had the wedding money. And I said, look, I can buy like 3 of these cars right now. So he got Honda based on that to finance us the car at a ridiculous, like 6% interest rate. Like, it was bad. So that was a very eye-opening experience for me. I realized that if they're not gonna give me $20,000 for a car, or sorry, we put like $5,000 down, so they weren't gonna give me $15,000 for a car, ever going to be able to qualify for a loan on a home. Just realized that being self-employed, it just was not going to work with the banks the way they're set up. I didn't know then the process that, yeah, you could keep working as self-employed for 2 years and then they'll respect it as a job. I didn't know that, all right? So I ended up getting a job. I got a job working as a civil engineer. I was making $45,000 starting. A few months later, Jen got a job as a nurse, also making about 40,000. So all in all, we're making about 85. And within like 3 months after Jen got the job, no, 2 months after Jen got the job, I called a mortgage broker and I said, hey, how much do we pre-qualify for? I just wanted to know. Give him my info, and he came back, $500,000. Go ahead, go nuts. And this was 2015. This wasn't pre-2008, okay, 2009. No, this was like after everything happened. So I was shocked. Like just a few months ago, I couldn't get a car, and now you're giving us 500,000 because we both have jobs. So we started thinking, oh, should we buy? And for some reason, I'm not sure why, we ended up going with a 2-flat. You know, 2-flat, if you're not familiar with what that is, it's just pretty much 2 houses but stacked on top of each other. So it's like a building, a small building. Each unit, each floor had 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, same floor plan, above and bottom. We ended up buying that building. Now, when we bought that one, the asking price was $350,000, right? So we used this this loan package called an FHA loan, where we only had to put down 3.5%. So for that, even with the closing costs and everything else, it was only about $13,000 that we had to bring of our own money and put down on this building. So for $13,000, we were able to buy ourselves a $350,000 building. Okay. We got that building. I'm gonna put some clips in while I'm talking in this building. What we did when we bought that building, I actually right then I had a crazy accident. I was working. I was still doing some side jobs every now and then. So I was doing a side job on a weekend, and man, I was rushing. I was building a fence. I was cutting on the miter saw, also known as the chop saw. It's the one where like you go like this on it, put the wood down here, right? That's how the saw goes. So I'm like, I didn't have a workstation. I was like squatting down. It was almost lunchtime. We were getting hungry. It was me and my best friend working on it. We're getting hungry, and he's like, dude, let's go to lunch. I'm like, yeah, hold on, just a few more cuts, just fast. And I don't know if you know in construction, but like if you're cutting a piece of wood, you know, like let me give you an example here. So like if like I got a cut here, you know, and I put the blade in, you know, it comes down, but it's like a little hair off, I'm not gonna like stop the saw, put it up, grab the wood, slide it a tad, and then go again. No, you're just gonna tap it with the blade while pushing it, and the blade's spinning, so you're just like slowly tapping it, little vibration, so that you can move it, right? I was doing that. Okay, I'm doing that. I'm trying to push the wood in towards the blade. Okay, my hand's there next to, like, a sizable distance away. Sorry about the shaking. I'm pushing, and man, my hand slipped. I slipped right underneath the blade, and as a reflex, I just pulled my hand out just real quick. But the problem is, I pulled up instead of pulling to the left, and my glove got caught in. Second mistake, don't wear gloves with a saw. And my glove got pulled in, and it cut my entire thumb off, like straight up. This thumb is cut off. Check out that X-ray. So right when we bought, that happened. I couldn't really do much on the building, and thankfully we didn't really have to do too much. All we ended up doing in our unit is we put in new floors. We put in engineered flooring right over the existing floors, over the existing hardwood. We put it throughout the entire unit except for the bathrooms. We left the tiles there, and besides that, we did not change. Change baseboards, obviously, because when you put in floors, you kind of have to change baseboards. And then we ended up painting everything top to bottom. That was it. Upstairs, there was carpet, so we had to rip the carpet out, get the floor sanded. There was a little more work, but we got it done. We got it done pretty fast, and found tenants and started learning how to become landlords. Okay, that process and all that we learned, that's a video for another day. But what I want to convey with this message, I want to tell you this story so that you can see that it wasn't that difficult. I mean, honestly, looking back right now, none of it was difficult. What was more difficult was the frustration and not being able to get that $15,000 loan for the Honda Civic. That was more frustrating than this entire process. After that, after having a job and having all the paperwork filled out, I mean, I literally filled out some paperwork. We went and looked at a few buildings. I wasn't really that picky on the building. I found an area that I knew, so it was exactly where we were renting, a few houses down. I knew the area. I knew the area was a little on the rough side, but I saw that it was appreciating, so I bought in that area. And that was the best decision we have made so far financially, because now that building today is worth $600,000. We have a home equity line of credit on that building that is literally been able to finance our flips and one other multi-unit purchase, and then this year we bought 2 more houses off of that HELOC. Okay, that HELOC has been just a tool that we've been able to use over and over and over again, and it's all because we were able to buy a building that appreciated, right? So the numbers on the building was $350,000. We bought it, but down $13,000. Okay, but the rent upstairs was $1,500. Okay, the entire mortgage $2,400. We were paying $900 a month for our unit, which was a 3-bedroom unit. It had a basement, it had a garage, it had a backyard. That was all ours. I mean, our tenants literally never used the backyard. They couldn't have access to the basement or the driveway. That was ours. In Chicago, where the parking was rough, that was a blessing. So it was way cheaper than renting anything. And honestly, the hassle of being a landlord and learning that process was well worth it. I mean, I was getting paid to learn a skill that has paid me many thousands over. So I just want to encourage anyone listening that is in my situation. When I was trying to do this, especially, you know, talking to everybody, everyone told me don't do it. Everyone. I mean, I didn't know anybody that was in this business. My own parents told me not to do it. They told me this is going to be hard, that they're going to tell me you're going to be getting calls on Christmas Eve to go change a toilet. That's literally the example everyone ever gave me. I never got a call about a toilet, not even today. That just doesn't happen. Anything that does, whatever, it's worth the money, man. It straight up is. So everyone told me no, and I wish I had someone that could have told me, hey man, this is actually easy, this is gonna work out, this is actually really good, this is what you should do it. So if you're out there wondering should you do it, I hope this is an inspiration to somebody. And then I still have to say this, unfortunately, in the society we live in, don't sue me, this is not financial advice, this is not legal advice, this is blah blah blah, entertainment purposes only. This is how it worked out for me. It doesn't mean it's gonna work out like that for me. I hate that we have to say that in our society. I really hate that. All right, that's how we bought our first building. We knew nothing. We were newlyweds in the honeymoon phase. I mean, like, head in the clouds, traveling every weekend, you know, just not a care in the world. We're kids, man. We were straight up kids. And we were able to buy this. Our tenants were sophisticated, almost a lawyer, okay? Like, you're smart people. And they looked at us and said, you guys are doing the right thing. Good job. I'm very proud that you guys are my landlords. I love telling my nephews and all about you being this young, because they saw that, okay? Trust me, you can do this. You just have to learn. And the best way to learn, honest, the best way, go to biggerpockets.com, listen to their podcast, read the sources over there. I'm not associated with them, but it has been the best. Every time I need a pump, I will listen to podcasts. Those people there have great content, and it's all for free, so check it out. That's how I learned too. All right, if you have any more specific questions, just hit it in the comments. I'll be checking those. If you have any feedback, let me know. If you like this video, put a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, because I'm really trying hard to get to 1,000 subscribers by did I set a date? By the end of June. 1,000 subscribers in 2 months. Let's make it happen. Thanks. Peace.